start it. How many of you still live at home with your moms?
I wish.
Okay. To you who don't, when was the last time have you spoken to your mother?
2 weeks ago.
This morning.
Today? 2 weeks ago? When was the last time you spoke to either your grandmother or grandfather, uncle or aunt?
Easter.
One at a time. Today?
Easter.
This morning.
A couple days ago.
Couple days ago? Weeks ago? Why weeks ago? Why isn't there a conversation going on between you and your family?
Half of my family are in Dominican Republic, and it's hard to get in communication.
Okay.
Today?
Today?
Yesterday. Last week.
Why last week's? Same question.
I'm busy, come on.
Okay. Amelia?
I don't know, like a year ago.
A year ago?
There you go.
Okay. Remember that time when you were running extremely late to that family get-together? Or remember that time where you were running so late, you just thought, hey, I'm not going. Do you remember that time you forgot that one relative's birthday? You remember that time when you got that call from the hospital saying that one of your relatives is being treated in the hospital for something deadly? Have you checked? Remember the time when you had to go to the hospital and constantly keep going back and forth to visit to check and see if they were okay? You know what? Time is running out, and you never know if someone may pass away. Life is short. People die. Maybe around this time next year, you might even not have a chance to say hello to one of them. Maybe you might not be able to go to their house, give them flowers and a card, and say, oh, happy birthday. Not everyone gets a second chance. For a perfect example, I didn't get a second chance with one of my closest relatives. Well, he wasn't really a relative, but he was like my best friend. He died when I was 16 years old. He was hanging out with another friend instead of hanging out with me when I told him that I couldn't chill with him. He was in the park one late night and he got shot. Just a few days ago, one of my closest friends, his grandfather died. And my friend was very rude and very disrespectful to his grandfather. So the night that he found out the bad news, he wanted to kill himself. So you have to constantly talk to people and, wonder, like, maybe you should not take life for granted. Everyone doesn't get a second chance. Depression, regret, and sorrow, 100% of the time happens to everyone after someone close to them dies. You want to feel like, you feel like, hey, maybe I could have done something. Maybe I could have gave him a hug. Or if it's your husband who died, or wife, or a child, you say, hey, maybe I could have gave him a kiss before he left out. Maybe I could have hugged him. Or if it's your husband or wife, maybe we could have had that physical connection before he passed away. We all fail to realize that we all do need each other. Just because you might just meet someone on the street doesn't mean that this might not be your lifelong partner. Have you ever been so angry at someone that you felt as though, I'm never going to speak to him ever again or her ever again? What was the situation?
I don't know, it's my dad. I forget. I was like 5 or something.
It was your dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't know. We got one.
Okay. Well, for those reasons, for you who have, I would just say you should patch things up. It's not good to hold grudges with anyone, depending on what it is. You have to learn to live and forgive and forget. A few years ago, I think it was about 2 years ago, my grandfather and my uncle had an argument over something so simple, a baseball game. My grandfather told him, I think he said the Mets were going to win, and they didn't. And they were arguing and bickering, and then it came to a point where they just stopped talking to one another. So this conflict went on for over a year. God forbid something would have happened to either my grandfather or my uncle. Imagine how the other one would have felt. That feeling that, oh wow, the last time I spoke to this man was when I was arguing with him about something so petty. When you argue with people and things like this, you have to think like this is so beneath us. We have this love. We love each other. It's a part of self-actualization. That's when you get to learn and know yourself. And being loved and loving someone else is a part of knowing yourself. Family and friends are all we have. being loved in others is a part of us, which is self-understanding. Family is like water. It's something you need. It's a necessity. Family is like the air you breathe. You need it. And how about at the end of this speech, how many of you are going to call your relatives or anyone you haven't spoken to in a while and tell them, hey? Because hey can start off a conversation worldwide. I think I do enough. Yeah. And that's it.